Hello and welcome back to Oversky Deck Pilot. This week we took a look at the blue Dream Reaver in Deck Doctor, and now I'm going to take this for a spin on the ladder and see how it performs. I'm pretty confident with this list. I did pretty well on stream with it during the week, so hopefully I can get those results again and show you guys what this list is capable of. So let's get into the matches and see how I do. Alright guys, into our first game. It's going up against Bob Ross. Now, Bob Ross was talking to me on my stream about this deck and gave some really good tips and advice on matchups and stuff, and some of his opinions on how he felt the deck, kind of deck weighed up in the current meta game. So it's always a pleasure to play against Bob Ross. He has a lot of great opinions and thoughts on the game, and a very good player in himself. So nice to kick off this episode with a familiar face. Now I'm curious to see if Bob Ross is playing the same deck as I am, because he knows I've been playing it. We've been talking about it. Well, we'll see. Let's see if he's either adopted the Dream Reaver. He was also talking about Gemshell Tortoise and how he feels that blue-red Gemshell Tortoise is kind of like a bit better than Dream Reaver at the moment, and more players are opting for it. It looks like it's going to be a sevens deck. Don't really see much of sevens anymore, and if you guys are not familiar with the term blue sevens, basically blue sevens is a deck that is built around the Gabrian cards and drawing cards that cost 7 or higher, just like Bob did then, and playing cards that cost 7 or higher to enable this. This is actually a fantastic card. I'm a big fan of Gabrian Commander, and I think this is what Bob Ross is talking about, the blue, maybe a blue-red sevens deck that uses Gemshell Tortoise. Now, Bob Ross does have an advantage over me at this point, collecting from 2 wells. I'm going to, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to collect from 2 wells just yet. I'm going to have to keep building towards it. But we do stop the 5-1 from collecting any additional Faeria by clearing it with the Battletoads. Now, you may be thinking, why didn't I Emperor's Command it and save my Battletoad? One, because I want the Emperor's Command to heal, potentially, or find more value for it. In that point, trading my 2/2 Frog away wasn't that bad, because I didn't go to the other side. I wanted to continue building the lakes. So I'm absolutely fine here with doing that. Well, I'm going to go for a hold the line. Love isn't always on time, as they say. Well, at least Toto says that. So this might be an Mirror Phantasm opportunity for Bob Ross, and this would give me an opportunity to use that Emperor's Command a little better, I think. But, you know, these mountains start to add up. There we go, Mirror Phantasm. That was probably drawn this turn, since it had a cost reduction after the Spring Mochi was played. So again, you know, we're a little bit behind on the collection side of things. We're going to actually go into the wells at this point. And then we'll take the Battletoads. And then we'll take the Emperor's Command. Now, I'm taking the Emperor's Command now instead of, like, waiting, simply because I want the guarantee I get this land here. And the only reason is just because so I have complete control of the right side. Right, so Windfall coming off. Archon now a 6/6, so kind of foils my plan of jumping over with this Frog and Phantasm. And here is the Gemshell Tortoise. Now, I'm curious to see what type of cards Bob Ross is prioritizing to trigger off his Gemshell Tortoise. So, Flame Burst being a very popular one. Outland Ranger I've seen recently. There is also Ninja Toad. Ninja Toad's not too bad as well. So, I'm curious. We'll see. So I can get a lake here and double collect. Jump up here, Phantasm, make the clear. Kind of interesting. I could set up a library as well. I could take a card draw here. I don't necessarily need the land this turn because this guy's going to collect for me. Unless I take double neutral to make sure my Dream Reaver can zip right across here. Double neutral's not bad. I can take an aggressive lake on this side potentially. For just more avenues for Dream Reaver to get into. Yes. What would I want to draw? I don't know. I don't think there's anything necessarily I want to draw at this point. So yeah, I think I'll just do this. The line I'd planned originally. Take the trade. Move this guy up. So now we're threatening. We're threatening the 6/6 with these two creatures. Now I can take Aurora's Creation on my Phantasm. And then Creation this to make sure my 5/5 can clear it. Bob Ross sitting on a lot of Faeria. Hellfire coming out. Uh-oh. No, my library. Well, at least my 5/3 lived. Oh, making a land for me. I'll take it. Excuse me. Still a little sick. Still recovering. This is a 6/6. Is kind of annoying. Emperor's Command clears this. You know what? I could just go for the Dream Reaver this turn. I can collect off this well, play a lake here. And then I can Dream Reaver onto this tile, forcing the Gemshell Tortoise to make a retreat. Just kind of solidify my my position on the right hand side. Yeah, I don't mind this at all. It's a shame I can't get here. Well, actually, the Archon's probably going to come back anyway. I guess I could have dashed into here. It makes no real difference. If the Gemshell Tortoise was here, for example, I would dash across and block the collection. So the Archon isn't going in aggressively now. Notice that there's the immediate threat of the Dream Reaver. It's going to Aurora's Creation into Phantasm. Phantasm my Dream Reaver potentially, and then clear it with the 6/6. And the position here is actually pretty good for me. Oh wow, okay. And then take the clear on my fight. Oh, right. So a lot more value coming out from the 7 stack. Generally a greedier deck. Oh, wow. Oh, I see. He got double Aurora off the Gemshell trigger. That is pretty brutal. Not going to lie. That set me back quite a lot. Now I can copy Aurora to clear, but I don't have all this nonsense to deal with. Yeah, it's looking... It's kind of a funny situation, really. I really need library. Oh, this is an Aurora. So now I can Aurora my frog to clear, and then Aurora my Aurora to... Oh, man. So the one issue with creation sometimes is if your opponent's playing mono blue, and they run creation, they can use your own resources against you. But the same applies to me as well. I can use his Auroras against him. I'm assuming it's going to be another Gemshell Tortoise. So Gemshell Tortoise kind of just outvalues Dream Reaver in a way. So I can kind of see what Bob Ross was saying on my stream on how he feels that it's just maybe a little bit better than the Dream Reaver list right now. See what we get with the Fulgoro. Nothing exciting, unfortunately. Don't want to move this. I want to be able to creation this if I need to. Now I could block a double collection. No, I won't be able to. Ninja Toad, unfortunately. I guess what would we be looking for now? The problem is, like, I would need 2 Auroras and 2 Ninja Toads that set up lethal from hand. It's not really a viable choice, especially with all this around. We might have to play for fatigue, guys. I think I'm just going to take a +1 and pass here. Now, library could change that. Maybe I'll try and play a little faster once I get a library. But I'm not sure at the moment. We can Empress Command this. So everyone's just positioning up. Empress Command this guy. Aurora, clear, jump, and clear the Aurora. This will then die, but then I can use the Ninja Toad. Being patient as well. I respect that. Should I try and go for a double Ninja Toad? Double Aurora? Because I can Aurora's creation her now. It's very interesting. There's a lot of Auroras about, so maybe I don't have to be so transparent with how I approach this. Maybe I can wait, and then Aurora one of these Auroras. Aurora's creation one of these Aurora Mythmakers. Let's be clear. I do have double Ninja Toad. I just need one more Aurora. Or one more creation, for that matter. Library will help. That's for sure. Now, I'm confident that I'm not going to miss the opportunity to copy Aurora with creation, simply because there's so many of them. And he took value. Windfall. There's going to be another Hellfire somewhere. Here it is. So I'm not... He's been very clever with his Hellfires. Wait until I drop a library down and then Hellfire it off the board. So I don't snowball my economy. So I actually need 20 Faeria to pull this off. That's a lot of Faeria. Oh, and a Mirror Phantasm as well. So that's one Aurora gone. So I take 11 damage next turn. Now I do have a positional advantage here. And what I mean by that is my opponent's... Apart from this, I need to get this out of the way. So I can +1 into Emperor's Command. I can then jump to this lake. So if I clear this Emperor's Command, I have 8 Faeria remaining. This costs 4. This costs 5. So yeah. Alright, I think we have to go for it at this point. Things are not looking good. So we have to take the kind of like the winning line. Playing not to lose, as we call it in the industry. Then we can block this to give us some more time. So yeah, we're kind of just going all in here. He took control of the board so quickly. Let's see if there was an answer to this. Maybe a Frogify? Frogify is still lethal if I can find space to play another Ninja Toad. So I actually might win this game, guys. Oh wow, I think I have this. It's just identifying those lines that are gonna win you the game rather than stop you from losing. Let's see if he has the removal. No, he doesn't. I got this game. I can't believe it. Give him a well played. The other Ninja Toad could have finished things off. Oh man, what a match that was insane. I'm speechless, guys. I was surprised that worked. I was expecting some form of removal, if I was honest. I guess we've seen double Hellfire. I like Bob Ross's decision of keeping the Hellfires for the library turns. He eliminated my library. He eliminated a way for me to snowball my economy back into the match. So I could match him on board and match him card for card. Whereas this line I went for was the high risk, high reward. I either win the game or I losing it, because I felt like I was losing anyway. And it did pay off. So good game to Bob, if you're watching this. I kind of cheesed that one out, but yeah, good game. Alright guys, into our next game. Our last one was intense. I don't know if I can take another game. But yeah, we'll play it out. Let's see what happens. Mononobe, I played Mononobe a few times in the past, so it's pretty cool to play once again. And yeah, we will start off with the Water Elemental. I talked about this in Deck Doctor. It's kind of like a perfect opener. Look at this, absolutely beautiful. And then we can go lake. We can go lake into Water Elemental Lake, and we can already push up this side. And creating these paths for your jump creatures to move down is very important. We can even shift side. We could even just collect off these two wells if we fancied it. Now, Sky Yaks are very, very annoying to deal with, just in general. I really like the card, don't get me wrong, but I do understand that they are a little frustrating to answer sometimes. Especially if your opponent has all the Sky Yaks in the early game. Basically, they can just trade off the Sky Yaks. This indicates to me there are no more Sky Yaks, which is actually pretty good for me. Alright. Let's take care of this then. Like I said, I feel like my opponent at this point has given me the information I need for me to know that there isn't another Sky Yak in hand. He wanted to protect it, and now let's clear it. Now this might just be the biggest debate of all time. We'll see. We'll see what comes down next. But I'm pretty confident there isn't another one. Look how many lakes I have already. Triple Water Elemental. Just being absolutely nuts at this point. And what's really good about Water Elemental this early on, especially this many, it gives me the opportunity to draw cards. I don't have to develop land so quickly because I had the Water Elementals do it for me. And there's an Aurora's Disciple. Not a card you see very often, but a card I greatly respect. I am not letting this character stick to the board. I want to draw, but I want to set up double collection. So right now I'm setting up quad collection. Take care of this guy. And we'll pass. So we're collecting off 4 wells now. Just showing how powerful this kind of land development strategy is with jump creatures. You're able to collect off wells very easily. Curious Biomancer. So we're going to draw 2 Sky Yaks potentially. And 1 Sky Yak here is going to summon 2. I mean, if I could have frogified that first Yak, I definitely would have considered it. Simply because you need the Sky Yaks to die in order for you to be able to summon multiples. This looks like it's along the lines of the Sky Yak list that I did a video on not too long ago. So Mirror Phantasm, okay. Kind of hoping I draw Aurora next. Mirror Phantasm, very nice here, just establishing a bit of a board. I have the option of hold the line onto Imperial Guard here next turn. And the whole reason for that is just to stop my opponent from collecting from the left-hand side. If I can clear this, I probably should take that opportunity. Excuse me. But I need to keep in mind that I only have 1 Ninja Toad left in my deck. Oh, that is a draw. That is a draw. And an Emperor. Oh, okay. So I feel like we collect. And we do play, we are going to play Hold the Line and get an Imperial Guard just to stop this from collecting. Then we'll take a Library. We can take it in the center. Then we're going to take an Emperor. Now Emperor here just represents a problem. It's not going to be building towards my primary win condition in this match unless I pick up Fagoro next turn. Or maybe a creation. But the reason I'm playing this now is my opponent's probably thinking, oh man, I need to deal with this. Because if I just camp Emperor down the bottom of the board for the game, it's just going to cause massive amounts of problems. And my opponent's deck already feels quite slow from what I've seen so far. And I've managed to push a lot very quickly into his territory. And I have an Emperor down now, and I have a Library. So I have 2 problems that need to be answered. Soul Pact, very interesting. So, okay, Soul Pack makes sense. So we saw an Aurora's Disciple. So the chances are this is some form of tricolor event-based deck that uses Sky Yaks as another way to win the match with the Aurora's creation as a kind of win condition. Just like create a board full of Sky Yaks. So when this goes off, this means my Water Elemental is going to survive a hit on the Sky Yak. That's so important. There we go. The power reduction is in play. Let's take a draw and let's try and get a creation. Ooh, another library. I won't say no to another library, I can tell you that. Alright, let's start cleaning up the board. Get the next library down. Now I have to be careful where I place this. I think here is fine, because I want to be able to summon Battletoads as well. Yeah, I think a Battletoad here is absolutely fine. Maybe I should have taken land actually and hid my Emperor and then put an Imperial Guard here. Wind Soldier is actually a threat now. I didn't consider that until we finished. Oh, it's +1. 8 Faeria. What is 8 Faeria at this point? Just Sky Yaks. Okay, into creation, I imagine. But once again, the Emperor is going to trigger. I'm not sure how much that's going to matter at this point. Because there are a lot of Sky Yaks coming down. So library. Reduction. So we could go for a lethal setup. Jump over here. Clear. Sky. Dream Reaver. Nice and safe. And clear this guy. Then we can clear this guy. Chuck the Imperial Guard here to taunt these two up. And then we can summon an Archon on this spot, which will then represent lethal between these two creatures. So I'm just trying to set up lethal as quickly as possible now. I'm not going to be able to race a ton of Sky Yaks, unfortunately. +1 into Crystal Flower? Oh no, Sky Yak. Well, +1 Crystal Flower could still happen. Look at this. This is fine. I have Ninja Toad to finish things off. I just... Oh wait, maybe not. How do I do this now? Oh, Flight the Mantas. I didn't expect this. Okay. Is there a lethal here? It's just too many things in my way. I need to clear this. I can put a lake here, but this is tough. How do I do this? Ah, I have it. Yeah, so I clear. Oh no, I need to be able to kill this card here, which I don't think is gonna happen. Fugoro into Yulani's doesn't really achieve anything right now. I guess we could Fugoro into Urn and get some more card draw. See what we get. Emperor's Command. If I had another Emperor's Command, I'd be in the money. take a lake here. Kill this. And then we will move up. And we'll take Aurora on this guy. And clear this. So we're kind of getting there. I'm not too sure how to react to this style of deck with Dream Reaver. This archetype didn't even exist when I last played Dream Reaver. So I'm just trying to, kind of making it up as I go along. As long as I get an aggressive lake. I have one here, I have one here. I can use the Ninja Toad to finish the game off unless there's some form of healing. Another creation would be very bad for me. Yep. Here we go. It's going to flood my board. I don't know how I deal with this now. This is very, well, if I draw my Emperor's command, I can deal with it. Maybe I needed Fagoro here. It's hard to say. Sorry if that was loud. That startled me. What could I do here? Like, I don't know. If I could kill this, I'd be fine. I also need to defend at this point. Whew. I have a lot of Faeria. So I feel I could draw for my other Emperor's command. I just need to play a card first. So let's play something cheap. Not another library. I need some room. Yeah, so I could be dead if this draw isn't what I need it to be. No, that's not it. I don't want to use this for healing, but I feel like I probably have to at this point. Oh, no. Okay, we're doing it. And I need to get some cards out of my hand. Oh, no, I could overdraw now. He's not going to clear the libraries. Too many yaks on the dance floor, guys. Too many yaks. And Emperor's going to bite the dust now. Oh wow, he didn't position himself to attack my orb this turn. Ooh, clear the libraries. $11 Faeria. 12 Faeria. Oh gosh. All right. Emperor's command. I need 2 of them now. I don't know, like, if you guys have any suggestions of how I could have sorted this match out, at this time, I can't even think of anything. Can't even drop a whale. Now, could Frogify. So I only take 6 next turn. So what I need to do now I need to draw an Emperor's Command on my next draw. Use that Emperor's Command. And then draw another Emperor's Command. Kill the frog I just frogified. And then play a Ninja Toad. We're in there. We're in there. Let's heart the cards, guys. Heart the cards. Have I used my last Emperor's Command? I'm starting to doubt myself now. 1. Sad times. Sad times. I'm so curious if I use my Emperor's Command. I might have. I kind of lost track. I don't think I did. No, it's potentially one of these 4 cards. But well played. I did have an out. If I'd drawn that last Emperor's Command, I could have cleared this, played dead the Ninja Toad, and hit for lethal. But wasn't my day this time. I got away with it with Bob Ross, but the Sky Yaks are way too powerful. Good game, sir. I enjoyed that. And this is an example of how crazy Sky Yaks can be. Alright guys, into another match. I did have a game before this, but I drew like Dream Reaver, Creation, and Aurora. And my opponent was playing Yellow Tempo, and I lost very quickly. Like I said in Deck Doctor, it is prone to bad draws sometimes. But unfortunately, any kind of control deck that relies on lands is going to be prone to bad draws. But not only that, if it's not got green in the mix, it doesn't have any ways it can accelerate lands quickly. So into this match, it looks like we have a red player. Probably going to be Red Combat. Very popular right now. And probably the strongest deck in the game, I would say. It's just very good at what it does. Removing everything you play. Efficiency with the combat creatures, gaining Faeria. And we're going to get an Axe Grinder into a Flame Burst. And like I said, removing those creatures very, very efficiently. Now I kind of don't want to go up this. I kind of want to go up the same side. Yeah, let's threaten this Axe Grinder. And this way we can at least stop an Axe Grinder spot next turn, unless he double neutral straight across. And another Axe Grinder. Axe Grinders for days. Forbidden Library is a very good draw. I'm actually going to take a draw myself because I feel like we're falling behind a little bit when it comes to power on board. I want to be able to get a trigger off with this library, and it looks like it might live because the Flame Burst was used on my Water Elemental. So probably setting up for a potential Horsemaster. I think Horsemaster here is actually pretty bad. I wouldn't go for it. Oh no, actually this is fine. Doing it this way is absolutely fine. But it doesn't really stop my library, which is kind of interesting. My library is free to do what it wants, and I have a board clear, but it doesn't really offer me much. So I'm going to take a little bit of... Ah, man, no, I can't do that. I guess I could +1. I want to Phantasm this turn. To stop this from clearing my library. I could double neutral, actually. Actually, yeah, that's fine. So we can double neutral instead. Take the clear. Move this guy over. We'll do a defensive Phantasm. It's a little prone to Cypher's Wrath there, but I guess the worst thing that could happen now is Cypher's Wrath Horsemaster or Flame Burst Horsemaster. Looks like Garadan might come down this turn. No, Ground Shaker. Doesn't look like anything else. That's good for me. Ah, Fagoro, my friend. So I can double collect here and clear the Axe Grinder. This guy's a little useless, unfortunately. Maybe I just re-pump this with another Phantasm. And just trade these guys off. So if I play the Ninja Toad, it costs me 4, I'll have 1 left, I'll collect, I'll jump. So if I could +1 into Creation, I wouldn't mind so much. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna beef up my board a little bit more. Because then we can go across here. And then we can take the Phantasm on this side. So just putting some power on board. I have a library trigger next turn unless another Ground Shaker comes down, which would be kind of unfortunate. Double Axe Grinder, double Ground Shaker. There could be another Horsemaster. There's always Horsemaster, guys. The card is so strong in mono red. It's kind of ridiculous. Emperor's Command would be beautiful, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get a chance to get it down and clear this out. I don't know, it's looking pretty bleak for me right now. 2 Horsemasters in the early game is just nuts. It's so difficult to stop. Get the urn down. Oh man, again, no Emperor's Commander. You know how much I've relied on Emperor's Commander in this episode? It's ridiculous. Can I run 6? 6 would be nice. Yeah, let's just pass here. So the Faeria advantages creature is going to give my opponent is really bad for me. Gift of Steel here, just to push 5 damage is nuts. You can clear this, and then Flame Burst, an extra Gift of Steel, I'm out of it. Gift. Okay. Oh. Yeah, it's not looking good. Dead to double Flame Burst. My options here are Frogify, Ninja Toad. Not really good ones, unfortunately. Guess I could hold the line. Oh, I can't even play hold the line. Let's do this. Now I can hold the line. I guess I could move this into double collection. Library's very dangerous against red if you don't have that heal-in. This is where like Radiance would be really good, but again, I feel like Radiance is a bit too situational. Storm. Into Flame Burst, into Cypher's Wrath. I was gonna let the library kill me. And there's the Emperor's Command just to make me feel bad. But yeah, there we have it. Red Combat doing what Red Combat does best. Playing Horsemasters and winning the game. Let's get into the next one. Alright guys, this is probably going to be the last match. It's Summer Flame. I'm keeping Emperor's Command in my hand. If anything I've learned from this deck pilot is that Emperor's Command is very crucial to, well, a lot of things really. Surviving being the key one, or setting up potential lethals. So Desert in the center could tell me anything, really. You know what, I'm going to take Lake in the middle. I want the Lake in the middle. I don't care if this is Rush. Probably Yellow Tempo. No, it's Rush. It's probably my own brew. Take... Oh, we don't need to take the Explorer. Could go for the Aggro Archon. See how that plays out. Alright, well, yeah, let's do it. Let's see how this plays out for us. Because I can't Battletoads anyway, because I'm taking this spot. I guess Battletoads was a little bit better. It's gonna be a Shaitan Demon. So the Emperor's Command gonna be very handy here. So now the diamond is quite useful. And then we can get the Battletoads down. Alright, things are looking pretty good for us right now. Diamond set up. Because I was very, very insistent on getting that central lake. But a lot of Faeria for our Yellow Rush player. See how much removal is in hand and how much aggression can be made. Haste creatures always give Yellow Rush players an opportunity to develop deserts where they want. They can move onto your lands and then they can play a haste creature with that move and then take a desert elsewhere. Now if there is going to be an aggressive desert, it's probably going to come from here. So I'm going to cover this up and then I'm going to Battletoads again. So I kind of wish that my lake was here, but to be honest, he could have just developed a desert on the right-hand side instead. Probably just going to be a Soul Drain. Into a Follower. Move down. Into a Desert. Into a Monk. Into a Prayer. Into a Demon Wrangler. Into a Zealous Crusader. That's my prediction. Oh. Demon Wrangler on this guy. Zealous Crusader here. No? No? Alright. Still in business. I'm going to play a little bit aggressive here. Let's do it. Jump onto this. Hit the face. Play a lake. Play a creation. And then play an Archon. So I want to force my opponent to play defensively and use resources as a defender rather than as an aggressor, and that could really tip the match into my favor. It's looking pretty good so far. And also, no, I mean, Aurora's Creation for a 4/4, I'm paying 5 Faeria for a 4/4. That's not too bad in this situation. And if the Archon was active as a 6/6, that'd be pretty good too. And we can see like having to use... Oh, wow. Okay. Kaleem's... I expecting to move down into desert, clear my Battletoad, and then start playing more haste guys. Alright. There's the Zealous Crusader. Get the clear. And then we can just block this with the Battletoad and play another Archon. And we are going in, guys. Who's the aggro player now? I want to force the Zealous Crusader to double neutral back and then hit my Archon. That'd be great. Then I can Lake here, Ninja Toad across and finish it off. Hit again for 4, and I have like perfect aggressive lands. And I have enough lands to play Dream Reaver. Oh, is he going for the race? I mean, Soul Drain, hit for 5. The beauty of this frog is it's blocking. I guess he can Soul Drain and then move his follower across, or Monk and then hit, so he can get around it. Oh, wow. That is rough. So we're going to take a more defensive line here just because we collect a little bit of Faeria. And we're winning the race right now. We have a 2-turn lethal with this Archon. We've seen a last nightmare. There can't be another one. So unless it's double soul drain, I should be able to hit this for 4. Oh, there is a Zealous Crusader. Now I could Frogify this and hit. The soul drain is still soul drainable. So I'm gonna actually just Lake and Battletoads for the lethal. And then Aurora is lethal. Phantasm will take 2 turns, but Aurora is a good draw for me. We'll see if that works out. Might get a prayer off first. It's kind of an unusual way to play the matchup, guys. It's because I took the central lake and I had like an Archon, so I felt like I could play aggressively and force my opponent into some weird lines. And you can see that the Yellow Rush player hasn't been able to apply enormous amounts of pressure. It's been kind of fended me off while trying to apply pressure at the same time. So it's kind of worked out in the end. It's just like Soul Drain, Choking Sands are the 2 cards I'd hate to see the most. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Is that a prayer? Oh, Wind Soldier. Okay. Still on that clock. And we will continue to develop this clock. the Yellow Rush player gets outsmoked. It's not very often you see that. It's something Blue Jump used to do really well. I remember back when Blue Jump was very powerful. If you played against Yellow Rush, you were pretty much going to win that matchup because you could apply so much pressure in the early game that you could just jump onto their lands and then set up like a Triton Warrior aggressively. And it would be really difficult for Yellow Rush to deal with it, especially with the old Triton Trainer. We could make 6/6 Triton Warriors. So it was an interesting time for Yellow Rush, getting outrushed by a non-rush deck. My opponent needs very specific answers here. Wind Soldier, Soul Drain. 2 good answers. Can take a collection before he clears. I guess that was maybe a misstep with my land placement. So I'm assuming there is a Wind Soldier. Yep, there is a Wind Soldier. Oh, Forbidden Library. That is an interesting card to pull right now. Let's take a draw. Another Archon. Let's... Where do we want to put this? I guess we stick it here. I kind of have to. I feel like I need to draw my other Ninja Toad now. Sticking a library next to your opponent's orb is not something you do very often. Flash Salmon. Gonna chip at me with the follower. Gonna go down to 6. And there's Ninja Toad. So Ninja Toad gonna win the game. I was playing to my outs there, and Ninja Toad was it. So nice. We managed to get another win on the board after that painful loss to Red Combat. But that's gonna wrap up this episode of Deck Pilot. So there we have it. Deck Pilot has come to a conclusion. Going 2-2 with the blue Dream Reaver list. I felt like the first 2 games were absolutely incredible. Just something you didn't see very often. And I really enjoyed those 2 matches. So thanks to the players for playing them out. And I hope you guys enjoyed this deck as well. Like I said, I don't think it's tier 1. It's definitely around a tier 2 spot when it comes to competitive Faeria, but if you enjoy the control archetype, I feel like Dream Reaver is definitely a direction you can look into, and I feel it's very flexible in how you want to build it. So you could even go all in on whales and squeeze some Azura Sky Whales in there somewhere, as building up to 8 lands is not a big deal since you're going to build up to 7 anyway. So have a bit of an experimentation, and maybe you guys can find a tier 1 Dream Reaver list. Thanks again for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to keep up to date of when our content goes live. You can also check out Deck Doctor if you didn't, to get more insight into how this deck is played and why I built it this way. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this list. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.